everybody, welcome, my name is Ryan, and the time is now ticking away before Civilization 7 is released. In what little time we have left, we are going through some of the best series we have ever had on this channel, and how could I do that without re-exploring what, to date, remains to be one of the most powerful combinations and one of the most fun civilizations to play. It's everyone's favorite. It has to be done again. One more time, one more rodeo with the wonderful Peter of Russia on a very chilly lakes map with barbed clans and secret societies modes engaged. This is a deity difficulty game, but some games are difficult, some games may not be as difficult. This will be a tour de force with possibly one of the brokenest combos available to us in the game. Remember, if you want to play along, come along to my Discord. The save file for this exact game, as well as a list of all of the mods that I use, can be found there. I'm excited. Are you excited? Let's just play. Turn 1, and the game has actually tried to nerf me slightly by not giving me fresh water. No matter, we don't particularly need it. Russia gains a beautiful 1 faith and 1 production from all owned Tundra tiles, and we're in the middle of some. We have a little bit of water, we have a lot of breathtaking terrain, let's just remember that. And there is a deer, some forest, some resources. You know what, for now, this will do. Although I will just go and have a look over here and see if settling on this water would be good. It doesn't look like it's particularly good. Let's settle in place. Once again, thank you to everybody that supports the channel by subscribing, liking the videos, all of that beautiful sauce. But an extra special thank you goes to everybody that supports me on Ko-fi and Patreon, especially when the videos aren't coming out quite as regularly as they used to. Don't worry, that won't last forever, by the way. Your support is amazing. It really is comforting, and it helps me to do what I do. I like to thank you by naming my cities after you. Today will be no different. Welcome to the wonderful Kapayobi, the tropical downpour. Food may be an issue, but it's okay. We'll work this out by just claiming our own religion, and we'll start by using the production to get a pantheon, but also to whip out a couple of scouts. This is a lakes map. Lakes maps are landlocked, and because it's a cold lakes map, you know, I've put a lot of tundra on this one. There's going to be a lot of land for us to explore, a lot of land for us to settle, a lot of good stuff. Is that a bar boat already off the coast? Lovely. I guess I kind of deserve that one, don't I? Step 1, as you might be able to imagine, is simply claiming a religion. Although getting a pantheon on the way would be also quite nice. Step 2 is scouting around the local area, finding how many of these lakes appear. These have fresh water rather than this, which unfortunately is a coast. I wish it was a lake. It would be useful if it was a lake, but it is not. If I find a natural wonder, that would be pretty handy. Chances of me finding on a huge map like this, it's not 100%, but you know, maybe. I do want to explore all of the areas immediately around my capital though. In fact, on such a big landlocked map, I'm actually going to go for 4 scouts. This is not an ideal thing to do, but I'm after a tribal village because after all, then we can get Void Singers, and Void Singers is the absolute perfect secret society for Russia. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, it is not balanced at all. We must enjoy it. Armar, first meet, even more faith. Amazing. I reckon we'll start by dropping into Armani. Let's start Armani tour to explore the map as quickly as possible. What I really do want though is a tribal village, or 7. What have I not found so far? A tribal village, or any. This tundra patch must be about 10 tiles thick. I like that. That's a lot of fun. Oh look, holy site districts gain 1 faith from adjacent tundra. Would you believe Russia going for this pantheon? I wouldn't. Goodness me, what a random pick from old Ursa. So we're going to be using a combination of Lavra, our replacement holy site, which gains another great profit point, is cheaper to build, and when you put buildings in it, like shrines and temples and worship buildings, it gives writer, artist, and musician points. It's very good. We're going to be combining that with some serious adjacency and what I like to call the white and nerdy Russia approach, which is preserve heavy. Now, why do I want to do that? Preserves generate groves, and groves generate food, faith, and culture. What does Russia really like? Faith. So we'll stack faith upon faith, and we'll have just a lot of it. What does the tundra not have much of? well, food. So we're going to use a combination of those two things to have just the most amazing tiles. If I was to pop a preserve on this tile, it would actually generate 4 breathtaking tiles and some charming tiles on top of that. So we're going to start to tessellate where we can. A preserve will go down there nicely. Then I could also put a holy site or lava down there, which unfortunately my Pantheon doesn't appear to have picked that up very well. And maybe it will next time. There you go. It's updated itself. These 2 woods will help with this, and it will push the beauty of adjacent tiles up even further, which is really good. Tessellating is going to be very, very important. As is a tribal village, which we've actually finally found one. Thank goodness. I was genuinely concerned we weren't going to find any there at all. Give me something good. Oh, we found a natural wonder. Amazing. And Void Singer's perfect. Well, I think we're going to go and settle in this direction because a natural wonder is fantastic to use with preserves. And it now means we can actually get this holy site out. Sorry, the quadruple scout start was very tempting, but we're going to go for triple today. I know, how embarrassing. And I do kind of want the nice +7 there, so I'm going to have to spend some gold on it, which is unfortunate, but I think worth it. I think it's worth it. Next up, animal husbandry. Then we can get these deer working nicely. Armar, it bows to me, and it has discovered, not much, but there is a tribal village here. Sanguine Pact, fine. A 3 builder, nice. That will help a little bit. I'm actually thinking of going, if I can get my religion and go for work ethic, I might pick up Temple of Artemis, because that again is a lovely source of food in my capital. It's not really the best wonder. I don't have a lot of deer here. This, by the way, I believe was a legendary start. Yep, legendary start. What is this? Like fish? Don't ask, Ursa. Don't ask. Just accept. Just accept this is all you're going to be given today. Actually, Armar will give me housing as well as 2 extra faith on a tile. That's pretty cool. Might help me to put something down on tiles that wouldn't be very good, but preserves I think are going to be more important to get out. Okay, my warrior is just tanking everything on this hill, which is wonderful. Let's go for urban planning. Tiny bit more production. You know, my faith per turn is looking pretty good. I don't think I need much of a boost on that one. Next up, we're going to beeline mysticism because I want preserves. I must become one with the preserve. I must. So Miss Tribal Village, masonry. I don't know what those tribal people were doing, but whatever it was, they were using stone very well. And it looks like there's someone here. Someone else is exploring my beautiful, beautiful tundra. I'm sure that'll go down well for everyone. 4 era score for finishing the lava. All we need is another 11. And here's Fez. Fez is a very good find for us because we get science every time we convert a city. That actually could not have been much better. Brilliant. Armani, off you go to Fez. And I'll plonk down an envoy there. I'm not going to wait to double up with my government. We'll take the 1 science per turn now at a reduced amount of envoys. And we're getting 2 great profit points per turn, but I see no reason not to rush the religion. So we're going to work some holy site prayers and pick up the religion as soon as we can. Disperse the outpost. 2 more era score. Excellent stuff. Zulu, 1 more era score. Honored to meet you. Love to sample your hospitality. Don't worry about coming to my lands. I just like the fact that I know where you live. Yes. I know where the Zulu is at all times. So much faith per turn now the lava is here. Oh, it's so good. Scotland. Scotland follows me. Honored to meet you. So I'm saying if I was to get rid of you, Robert, Scotland wouldn't follow anyone. Interesting. Very interesting. You've given your hand away a little bit there, I would say. Fez, could you have stood anywhere more annoying? Get off this tile. Oh, I wish there was a button that just, said like city state, just nudge unit off tile. Like I'm not declaring war. I'm simply saying, can you please move? Like, please. I wish not to destroy you. I wish to be friends. Craftsmanship. Excellent. Not a particularly useful boost for me, but I'll take it. Animal husbandry means that I can put a camp down on this deer for a tiny bit more gold. Delicious. And let's unlock Temple of Artemis. Something about this that says that it just would be really good for my start. Tribal village. A recon unit. The 4 scout start has actually worked. Oh, you love to see it. Fez bows to me. Remember, spreading my religion with a missionary now gives me quite a bit of additional science. A very useful early game source of it, I must add. I think I shall potentially leave Armani and Fez for now. Great bath built, turn 25. No matter, we shall simply have an average shower. That, of course, was possibly the finest joke on this channel you've ever heard. You're welcome. Putting a camp down on this tile in order to give myself a little bit of early game gold. I'll remove it later once the preserve is all set up. Pantanal, I think that was actually pretty close to me. Yeah, it was directly south. Look at that. 2 wonders in about 10 tile radius from where I am. Excellent. More faith from a goody heart. Oh, if there was one one thing I really needed more of, it was faith. George Michael was right this entire time. You gotta have faith, and I didn't. I didn't have enough. Fez has been lost. Who's influencing Fez? An unmet player. How dare you, unmet player? I assume it's you over here, which looks a little bit like Sweden, if I could guess, or Greece, one of the two. Oh, Greece would actually be annoying. Be a lot of writers missing if it was Greece. Never mind. Never mind. We'll figure it out. Last tribal village, guaranteeing me a golden age bronze working boost. Oh, a lot of tech boosts in this array of tribal villages. Not sure that's the best outcome for me, you know? And I'm gonna rush one more holy site prayer through. My capital hasn't been able to do anything else other than this for now, which isn't ideal, but it's better to get the religion as soon as we can. +1 envoy. Nice. Fez is actually back now as well. Even better. +1 science again. Anshan, thank you. Lahore. Good source of combat units if ever I wanted to spend my faith in some way. It's Macedon. I got the color completely wrong there. Dion. Far enough away from me that I'm not too worried about Macedon's existence there. Not too worried. I mean, I'm always slightly worried about Macedon. Who isn't? Oh, dead end. Nope, you have to make your way out of that one. The religion. I'm really hoping this is the world's first. I'm pretty sure it is. It is. Huzzah! Actually, got a little extra tile because, of course, the lava's there. Anytime you use a great person in a city with a lava, you get an extra tile. People forget about that bit. And you know that I like Feed the World, but today we're going to be playing old school, traditional, broken Russia, which is, of course, to use my ridiculous adjacency to get work ethic. That is another 7 production per turn. Excellent. I don't really know what other thing I need in my government, so I'm going to go for one that never actually becomes any worse. Holy Order. Missionaries and Apostles are 30% cheaper to produce. That just remains useful all game. Perfect. And now we need no more holy site prayers. We have 17 production in the capital. It's about time we do something useful with that, I think. Squeeze out another settler. Might as well before the Temple of Artemis. Or, no, let's get the shrine, because I always forget to get the shrine, and I never get the Great Writer point, and I always regret it. Plus, I need to be able to send out missionaries so that I can actually spread my religion to get the Fez bonus. It's a useful thing. Mysticism. I probably should have got myself a monument thinking about it. I'm not entirely sure why I haven't. It just hasn't really occurred to me this game. Never mind. Zanzibar. Excellent. Good to meet you. Look over here. Spices start with Tundra. Why didn't I get this? This is a legendary star. I don't know what this is. This is just cursed. This will just show you how broken Russia is on a map like this, because it's a terrible start. It's worth remembering, actually, that putting a wonder down does increase the appeal of the tiles around it. If I've got a preserve on this tile, this still won't be a breathtaking tile. So I'm gonna rush Temple of Artemis on this tile here. We'll get the shrine down, we'll get the Temple of Artemis going, and then we'll start to build settlers, probably with monumentality. Trust me, like, I'm gonna start settling like crazy soon. It's slightly delayed start, but only because I'm just taking my time. I'm enjoying what is gonna be a ridiculous game. Oh, Stonehenge has been taken. Oh, that's lovely to see. 11 turn Temple of Artemis. Don't mind if I do. Better unlock mining now. That'll unlock this tile, and then I can get the silver. Delicious silver. Anyone want to buy my Diplo favor? No? All right. There are about 5 galleys in this sea above me. I don't know what's happening up here, but the AI is not being particularly fun about it. I think I'm just going to have to kill that barb camp and hope that it doesn't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Hong Kong. Not a first meet. I think only city-states in the Tundra are going to be first meets. Probably. That's all right. We'll work those out eventually. It's an Anki build. That's good to see. That's good to see. Hattusa. More science city-states. City-state mastery is going to be quite handy. And on a lakes map, actually having coast is quite rare. Maybe Kilwa is an unexpected benefit of this map. Perhaps. Perhaps the coast will actually end up being pretty good eventually. I really need some more culture thinking about it. So I'm actually going to spend my 240 gold building a monument, I think. That way I can get 2 extra culture per turn, which is more than 100% extra boost, which I like. Coupe. Coupe on a lakes map is so powerful because the start Coupe gets is just obscene. Extra population, the builder, production from woods. It's a delightful thing. You love to see it. You really do. There's mining. Now on to pottery to get a granary for some actual food in my capital. I know, only 2 population. 10 population Shaka. 12 population Robert. 13 population Macedon and 9 population Coupe. Population has not been my strong point so far. Whenever you see eruptions in the Tundra, these things are very, very good. These tiles can have farms on them. That is something that Russia really does struggle with. I'm glad you're seeing what is possibly the typical Russian problem. 0 food at the start of the game. You know what would help this? Feed the world. No, we must persevere. We must persevere for now. now. Wilhelmina. Pleasure to meet you too. Yes, yes, indeed. Pleasure's all yours. Don't worry. Pleasure is all yours. There's mysticism. We have unlocked the preserve. Not that particularly helps me right now, but it will. It will eventually. Don't worry. Craftsmanship into state workforce now. Let's see if bronze working uncovers any iron. Delicious, delicious iron. Tiny bit of extra culture from Mohenjo-Daro will help me through the civic tree. And that's circumnavigation. We don't want to do that for another 2 turns. I want to save era score. Although we've just met Mapuche. So really, what is era score anyway? I'm not sure. I have no idea. Pyramids has just been built. I heard the noise 1 turn away from Temple of Artemis. I had a minor heart attack, but I think it's okay. Don't panic. Don't panic. It was fine. The classical era and no other city, and I'm still on 2 population. You may be thinking, Ursa, this is a ridiculously bad start. And mostly you'd be right, but don't worry. We do have a plan. Temple of Artemis there. 4 food per turn, a bunch of housing, and some extra happiness means for Capiobi, the tropical downpour is now quite the city. And we now have monumentality, which means I can buy settlers with faith at a 30% discount. And I have 444 stacked in the bank, which to all intents and purposes is pretty good. As I work on getting this granary done. For only 110 faith, let's buy my first settler. And because we're on 2 population, hopefully we should tick back up in a couple of turns with Temple of Artemis. We will indeed. So we can do this fairly regularly. I'll escort with the scout, and we need to start thinking about other places we want to settle. We're looking both at fresh water, but also at beautiful appeal. For instance, if I settle on top of this silver, I can work the resource without actually putting down a mine, which is particularly good. After all, mines lower the appeal of the surrounding land. This wood is a problematic tile. It's not really benefiting from much from this preserve, so I think I might just pace around here. Let's pop this preserve down on that tile, and that means that I can put a lava down on this tile, which is only going to be a +6. That will increase the appeal of this tile, which means that I can put a freshwater city down on this tile and enjoy another preserve there. We're not going to get the most perfect preserves. There should be enough. I don't like that city at all. This city, we'll work on this one. I think it actually makes more sense to just keep going towards the hollow. This is an evolving situation. We'll figure this out as we go. I also quite like the idea of settling over here for the triple silver. We'll go and explore that with the warrior and see what that brings for us as well. Well, now we can circumnavigate and find the Fountain of Youth, which Rotterdam has. I mean, Fountain of Youth could have been anywhere. It could have been Liverpool or Rome, but no, it was in Rotterdam. Who would have thought? I don't remember the last time I was on turn 47 and I only had 1 population, but considering that, the city still got 16.5 production. Well, actually it did. This won't help because this barbarian scout has actually been killed, so I'm going to try and bait it off the tile. I'm going to leave the settler there so that it gets captured, and hopefully that means it won't raise the holy site shrine, maybe, or I'll leave the builder there as well. We're going to give it options. We'll confuse them with a good time. You know, I'm threatening it with multiple different versions of a good time. What are you going to do? Who could you possibly kill? There you go. They took the settler. That's fine. That's fine. Crisis averted. And now we have another settler. It's number 2, La Venta. None of these are first meets anymore. We've met a lot of people, but so has everybody else. The world has met all of this stuff already, and the barb galleys are just going to start killing my capital. Don't worry. They can't kill it. They're just going to bring the health down, which is annoying. The barbs cannot kill cities. Even if they try really, really hard, they can't do it. Bronze working. Oh, I actually have some iron in my lands. That's nice. Okay, let's go for that. Bam, we can sell this. Get a couple of boosts at the same time. Beautiful. We'll get a settler there as well. Well, I probably should have got a missionary thinking about it. That would have been the handy thing to do. Never mind. And here we go. City number 2. It's beautiful. It's glorious. I'm daft. I could start on a preserve. Thinking about it, there is a lot of merit to that. The idea of that would be getting the food in before we got anything else. But I think this preserve will end up doing most of the fun for me. So we'll open on a lava. Is that lava any good? I'm going to have to buy that one. No, I think I'm going to utilize this tile instead. We're just going to be making this up a tiny bit, but a +7 is better than a +6 after all. Keep working in that direction for now. And we'll keep heading in this way. I think, yeah, the tobacco's good, but I'm going to settle on top of the iron. That way it gets the resource to us without having to put any horrible appeal lowering things down. Look at all these mines, actually. I might just embrace that this area is going to be really bad appeal. Now we'll get a trader, and let's finally get Void Singers. Excellent. Void Singers means we have unlocked the old god obelisk, so all of our monuments are now giving us extra beautiful faith, which is wonderful. We're going to sell our silver. We'll sell our iron whilst we're at it. We'll buy cheap resources on the market whilst we're at it. We'll even buy old god obelisks for even more culture. Let me tell you, it's chaos. It's chaos what we're doing today. But now we can pick up a missionary as well. This thing will use Fez's bonuses, which we've still got, to give me 20 science every time I convert a 1 population city. Not a lot, but enough. But enough. This is city number 3. Astrakhan? No. Widget, here you are. So eventually this will become a preserve, just on the edge of Widget's lands, but it'll still be a beautiful one. I'll just nudge it forward. By replacing this wood with a lava, it shouldn't affect the balance of what I've got going on over there. Hopefully. Now we've got even more silver. Hey, world, do you want to buy my silver? It's really good silver. Means I can get more old god obelisks. More faith. Yes. Next up, early empire. Hey, look at this. I'm so far behind in tech and culture. Trading with Scotland gives me big bonuses. I was going to do some internal trade routes, but those sort of yields? Yeah, go for it. Why not? Let's get them in. Let's get them in. And as mentioned before, 20 science doesn't really seem like a lot, but when you're only on 10 per turn, that's the sort of thing that makes a big difference. So we'll keep that for now. Let's build an army to keep ourselves safe from barbs at the same time. The question is always, do you go for a crazy lava on the edge of the Umberscar Hollow for the plus 11, or do you work a preserve because it's of course breathtaking? I'm tempted to go for preserves all around this thing. I think today we're going to embrace the preserve build, and I'm going to see if I can just maximize this thing. That's the idea. Maybe exploring this tile will tell us whether or not this is even possible. But if it is, that's kind of the way I'm tempted to go on it. Apprenticeship boosted. We have another mine. Yes, all mine. Sorry, Mr. Barb. I don't like you here. Go away. Get lost. Boo to you. Boo earns. Actually, Agogi is a really good thing to put in right now because my capital, I was going to start building heavy chariots, but let's just spam a few archers out. I have some spare turns here. I think this works really well. Bam. Lovely little Fez boost. I really should get into the habit of checking that Fez is still suzerain before doing that. But in all things, you can normally say, I'm sure it'll be fine. The next city is going to go there. It's going to be a bit of a weird setup. A holy site will go on that tile. Oh no, there's snow above. I was looking at the 2 woods and thinking, I've got a deal. No, I haven't. I don't know what's going on. No idea what's good for my empire. Gee, this is fine. I will settle there instead. Or will I? Make it more sense to actually think, Ursa, where are your preserves going to go? That's where a preserve is going to go. So where do I need to settle in order to make that work? That's the question. Do I actually know the answer to that? Probably not. That's not going to work well at all. I don't know what's going on. We need to pick up as much culture as we can. Ultimately, what we're going to do is we're going to rush conservation. That lets me put down woods anywhere I want. Once we've hit that, it's going to be great. Pingala's going to do nothing today, but Magnus will. Magnus will mean that I can actually start preying in people without removing my very, very well-needed population. So we'll keep that in for now. And here is my 4th city, next to the hollow itself, which is... Oh, there is unfortunately a mountain there. Oh, well, I still like the idea of preserving around here. I still think that's very, very cool. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's do that. Frankincense Battlezord. I mean, yeah, I do want, like, I really, really want a plus 10 or a plus 11. Both of those are wonderful. Of course I would. Why would I not? Sometimes you just got to settle on a plus 7 because it's what nature deals you, you know? And that's fine. Sometimes that's just how it goes. But I've sold enough iron to make myself another old god obelisk. Just bring the yields in further. Sometimes I think you just have to work out the preserve arrangements and then go for the cities around these. Yeah, we'll do that and we'll work out the cities later. Let's just really focus on the preserves. My 2nd holy site is done in I'm Daft. I'm going to just go straight into the shrine. I'm really bad at doing this when I'm going work ethic, but I think for this particular game, it makes a lot of sense, and I'm starting to pick up more luxuries now. The iron supplies are good. That is fueling my economy nicely, but no one really is buying silver anymore. Luckily, they are buying diamonds. Yes, filthy, filthy diamonds. You take that. You take it and you enjoy it. Russia discovered currency. Oh, beautiful. It's good. It's good that we can do these simple things. Political philosophy. Ooh, delicious. Classical Republic is the one for me. Urban planning is rather tasty. But I can now go to Diplomatic League as well as Charismatic Leader. And I don't really know what else is useful for me, but I think Land Surveyors is likely to be pretty useful. It'll save me some gold, and it's something that I always should have in my government and then very rarely do. Yeah, let's put that in for now. Means I can buy tiles a bit cheaper. I spend so much gold on tiles. I really do. It's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. Now the lava out finished. Delightful. Why am I not building settlers, by the way? I'm waiting for Kapiyobi to get to 4 pop. Then I can put the preserve down. It's very important I do that. Very important indeed. I'm starting to increasingly think that I actually do need to open with preserve here. If I open with preserve, I actually have a way of getting food in. Food is the distinct issue. It's like feed the world Russia is the true superior Russia. But hey, no, we're going with the meta. People say this is the meta. I will believe them. Chopping this woods down, not because I like chopping woods down, but I'm going to build over it anyway, so I might as well have the lava. Up to 68 faith per turn now. Delicious. Even better when I get to the medieval era for Void Singer reasons. Preserve. The first of many. And that'll actually give tons of food to this area, including I'm daft. 19 gold per turn for my Diplo favor. These are the deals that I like to see, especially because I've got to have 600 gold in the bank at any one point. Again, don't worry about it too much. It's just preserve reasons. Greece is in the game. I thought they might be. I saw someone eating up all of the writing points. Oh, it's actually not Greece at all. Who even is this? I don't know. It could be anyone. 2 more shrines being built next turn. That's 4 writing points now and 93 faith per turn. Useful. Very useful. More granaries, more water mills, anything important there. And I'm just checking above my lands because there's barbs just to keep approaching from this area and I just don't trust it. Anytime a city gets to 2 population, I'm just spawning some stuff off it quickly. Although really, I should probably move Magnus across to Battlezord in anticipation, or Widget, one of the 2. Although I don't have another governor coming anytime soon, so maybe it's not so important. I do want my cities to get to 4 population. Maybe I shouldn't be draining them so badly. All right, go to Widget, go to Widget. Gonna beeline apprenticeship briefly, because I have quite a few mines actually over all of my resources, and a bit of extra production doesn't hurt anyone. Plus 1 production on every mine is very tasty. Okay, the preserve is down, which means I can now buy in the grove, and bam. Suddenly, that's a lot of extra tiles with a lot of extra yields. I think this tile, yeah, this deer is giving me a little bit of extra happiness, but it's not worth it. I shall remove it briefly. And oh yes, the culture's gone up now. I'm daft actually has a bit of food and other fun resources. This is just looking brilliant. No barbs coming from that area at all. I don't know what I was thinking of. I thought there was something scary up there. Turns out there's not. I realize for now, there's actually no harm in making friendship with everyone who will allow it. I don't know what sort of game I'm going to be playing today. I'm just sort of going for a bit of the fun game. We'll just allow ourselves a bit of everything. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it just releases the yield. Release the yield. It's like something on some low budget game show, isn't it? Release the yield. Leventa, more faith, please. Thank you. And theology means I can take this land surveyor card out now and give myself plus 28 holy site adjacency. Plus 28. I know. That's 28 extra production in my empire. We're up to 103 production now. Yep, you read that right. That's quite a lot, isn't it? We like that. We like that a lot. Leventa, I suzerain you. And I've met Gandhi. Oh, goodness. He's got 84 science per turn. We may have a nuclear Gandhi on our hands today, people. Don't say I didn't warn you. People call me Bapu. No, that's not what I call you. I call you a menace. I'm not even sorry. We've unlocked temples now, which it says 4 faith. It's not 4 faith because Leventa's going to give us another +2. So they're actually now worth 6 faith each. And an artist point, which not many people are actually getting. Oh, I'm going to get myself an actual writer as well. Amazing. City number 5. Takamoth damage. This is now testing my theory. Yeah, do I open with preserve? It's 23 rather than 12 turns. I think I just don't have the initial production, do I? But once we've got Magnus and Provision, I'm actually going to start putting some governor titles into Moksha. Moksha would mean that we can get Divine Architect, and then I can pray in preserves, which would help quite a bit. So maybe that'll be a good play. Maybe that's the play I need. Let me think about that. Let me think about that some more. What natural writing writer. I only got one of them, but hey, it's 3 culture. We will take it. Ramses, beloved of the moon. Wanted to meet you. Yes, all very good. Not that interested in meeting you, I'll be honest with you, but unless you want some silver, you kind of do. I'll save it. You never know when that silver will come in handy. Anyone writing, going up the sale? Yeah, it's actually not a bad, sir. Yeah, don't know. We'll hold fire for now. Gold is useful. Gold means we can work these preserves really well as soon as I get the populations, we even start building them. The 2 population city issue is a bit of a problem for me. No one lives in my nation at all. Sorry, deer. I'm getting rid of all of the deer that my Temple of Artemis was giving me a boost for. It's awful, but I would kind of like Apadana if I can get it. My production is just going so much higher every turn. I'm loving this. This is amazing. It's time actually to improve my religion. I've got a ton of spare faith. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3. We're just going to make all of the works to improve my religion this turn because I always forget to do it. Then we're going to go provision, which means that Widget can now start producing settlers. Excellent. Excellent news. This is what we want to see. Corveyan, because I've got a bunch of wonders being built now. So Apadana in my capital and Mahabodhi Temple is Widget. Divide and conquer. There's a lot of fun stuff to do here. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Civilized, Capo Yobby Virani, The Uncivil Engineer, Lillian, Radiatore, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy Zursa, Saf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bookaluk 79, Bob Loblaw, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Morax, Sinikush, Echo Bear, Deja Vu, Kovuwu, Legally Trash, Is This Live, Minnow, Sorta Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Flower Power Bear, Poppy Dude, Dan Jamo, Buster Blader, Bob Tway, Toddler, Abstract Fun, Slither Alley. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!